for me?
Let's go, man.
Good morning. I have one idea for you today. Trust is a liability, evidence is an asset. In 2026, trusting your IT guy is the most expensive mistake a CEO can make. I'm going to show you why. Next slide. If a professional hacker spends 30 days reading your CEO's emails, learning their voice, their projects, their wire transfer process, could they convince your CFO to move $2 million to a fake account today? Next slide. We met a construction firm that thought they were fine. Because they chose to wait on our services and rely on their internal IT, a hacker lived in the CEO's email for 30 days. When they called us in, we had our in-house CISP and DFIR-trained forensic team go to work. We didn't just change passwords. We performed a digital autopsy. We found that the hacker's been there for a month, learning the CEO's writing style to request a $2 million wire transfer. You may have heard 91% of attacks start with a phishing email, but the reality is 68% of breaches where money was stolen involved a human making a mistake. Because we cleared them out and implemented our 24/7 SOC, we caught the SQL attack on the CFO from Portugal just 30 days later. Next slide. Is your IT provider telling you the truth? Or are they pencil whipping the documents your board and your insurance company rely for survival? Next slide. We rescued a firm that was in the middle of two major compliance events, an annual audit for their board of directors and a renewal for their cyber liability insurance. Because our team includes a digital forensics trained CISP, we performed a deep dive verification during onboarding. We uncovered a double deception. First, the IT provider had lied to the board auditors, claiming all internal security controls were active when they weren't. Second, they had falsified the insurance questionnaire, claiming the company had MFA everywhere and no legacy systems were being used. We sat down with the executives and came up with a plan to negotiate with the auditors. We met with the board auditors and presented an honest plan of action and showed them exactly how we would fix it. Because we led with transparency and data, we were able to negotiate a conditional pass. Regarding what was attested on their insurance questionnaire, we're in the process to implement all items that were attested to and document when these items come into place. Next slide. We've seen how easily a pencil whip audit or a hidden hacker can jeopardize a legacy. Because these threats are evolving, standard IT is no longer enough for businesses that handle high value data or large transactions. Here are three groups I'm looking to protect and the reasons why they're currently under the microscope. I'm looking for CPAs because they're currently facing the strictest regulations in their history. Under the FTC Safeguards Rule, CPAs are now legally required to have written information security plan and perform annual penetration testing. Because they handle K1 and sensitive PII, the government now treats them like mini banks. If you're a CPA and haven't seen a penetration test report in the last year, you're not just unprotected, you're out of compliance. Come see me after this. I'm looking for construction companies because they move the most money with the least amount of oversight. Because they deal with massive payments and decentralized job sites, they are the #1 target for business email compromise. As we saw in our $2 million story, we can detect a hacker in Portugal trying to hijack a wire transfer at 5 a.m. and shut them down before a dollar moves. I'm looking for trade associations because they're the gold mine of our economy. Because the association holds the private data and credit card info for hundreds of members, they're a supply chain target. Protect the association's reputation and their member data, ensuring that a single breach at the top doesn't create 500 victims below. Next slide. If you hear a business owner mention these 5 problems, this is what we solve. 1, they have a nagging suspicion that they aren't following every security control they attest to on their insurance forms. If they signed it and it's wrong, they don't have a policy, they have a liability. 2, a board of directors or a federal regulator is coming for an inspection, and the CEO or the CFO realize they have zero documentation to prove that they're safe. 3, they're a CPA or a financial pro who hasn't had their mandatory annual penetration test or created their WISP yet. 4, this is that chilling gut feeling that things aren't right. It's the reality that a hacker is likely lurking in their system right now. mapping their network, and waiting for the most expensive moment to strike. We'll find them before they pull the trigger. 5. Their IT team is great at the daily grind, but they don't have the specialized skill set for the 24/7 bandwidth to act as a security operations center. We'll provide the expert backstop they need. Next slide. I know this sounds complex and intimidating. Most providers use geek speak to make themselves look smart and make you feel small. We do the opposite. Our promise is we'll hold your hand through this entire process. We don't drop a list of problems on your desk. We walk beside you until every gap is closed and every audit is passed. You run the business, we'll protect the legacy. No jargon, just certainty. Next slide. I've heard the first half of this title my entire life, but W. Edward Deming, the father of modern quality, added a second half that changed everything. He said, "In God we trust. All others must bring data." Think back where we started 6 minutes ago. I told you trust is a liability. The construction firm assumed their email was secure while a hacker lurked inside. The CEO assumed their IT provider was telling the truth on their assurance forms and to their board directors. In both cases, blind trust almost destroyed those businesses. Trust is wonderful for your family, but for your business, we don't ask you to trust us. We provide data and evidence that makes your legacy defensible. Next slide.
30 seconds.
Don't wait for a forensic investigator to tell you your claim is denied. Let's start with the on-site security assessment to see where you actually stand. I'm looking for construction CEOs, CPA managing partners, and association CFOs who wants to move from assuming to knowing. Additionally, I'm looking to provide executive briefings. If you're part of a board, a trade association, or a professional group that needs a speaker to pull back the curtain on these risks, I would love to be your resource for training and awareness. I'm Jae Han with OmniNet Plus, and I protect the data that protects your business.
All right. Thanks so much, Jay. You can truly be like a narrator, dude. I